Okay, it's 6:30 finally. I'll call to order the January 27th City Council work session for Tenino. We have Jody on the agenda first. She wanted to do a presentation on the food warehouse. I sent everybody a link to her email with some drawings on it, so you can look at those as she's speaking. If you want to share which one we should be looking at, that would be great. But yeah, we'll have her go first and then we'll go from there.
Well, hello, everybody. Part of this is to get our two new city councilmen up to speed as to what's going on with the food bank. And we are going to be moving from 224 Sussex Avenue East to 798 Sussex Avenue West. On your screens is probably three showings of what the layout looks like. I also have it on hard copy over here on the table if anybody wanted to look at it there. So anyway, it's getting close. We're getting closer, I guess I could say. We don't have a real hard date yet, but we've started moving stuff, started doing the things that we need to do. We've got the insulation in, the heat's in, the new roof's done. It's not going to leak anymore. We've already started putting in all the freezers and the coolers. All of the freezers and the coolers that are going into the new food bank. We'll also have an electronic system to alarm me if one of them is going down. So instead of finding it 2 days, 3 days later, and then we have to go to the dump, it will let me know right away. So when we're moving, we are also upgrading the whole entire system so that we're more efficient. The other thing about moving down to 798 is that the warehouse is right next door. Instead of making 50 million trips, and it's not 50 million, but it's 8. So 8 trips on a Monday, 8 trips on a Tuesday, 8 trips on a Thursday, back and forth between that warehouse and the food bank to make sure people are fed. You just walk across the alley. And then I know what's there. I can say, listen, how many, bags of potatoes have you got? Or we're out of potatoes, we need potatoes. Instead of waiting for someone to go get them, we just walk across the alley. So that's going to save us a ton of time, a ton of man hours, and we all know in business that the less you touch something, the better it is. So that's what we're doing at this point. I invite all of you at one time or another to please come down and see what we're doing. There's a lot going on. Tomorrow is going to be very busy down there. So is Saturday, because we're starting to really move things around to be efficient and that kind of thing. So with that said, I want to introduce Seth, if you don't know who Seth is.
I think we all know who Seth is.
Seth is come upon our team as our realtor to make sure that we do the things that we're supposed to do to get us across the finish line. We do have some funders that are wanting to know what the bottom price is for the piece of property. So we need to now go into some negotiations, as you were, to come up with a solid number so that we could do an LOI, so that I can go to our funders.
Are you
Yes.
talking about just this building right now? Or are you,
Yes.
is this one property at this point?
Yes, the other one is still.
We got to figure some things out on that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
because that one was built as a grant. And did you get that email?
I got the email. There's a lot of information in there.
From way
you
back.
You want to explain to them just so everybody knows, or I can.
Okay, so in the past,
We're talking about the cold storage warehouse now.
Yes,
other
where the
building.
warehouse is, on the corner, across the street, across the bend from the Napa store, where we park the trucks, where everybody can see the trucks. That is the cold storage. It's got walk-in cooler, walk-in freezer in it, plus food, canned food. So that was built through a grant through the county in the beginning for emergency food storage, for emergency food.
For multiple organizations. that
Yes,
kind of
there
look
was
like
a
it.
there were a number of people on that particular list. John may know or remember some of the goings-ons with this. Now, unfortunately, a number of these people that were a part of that are either no longer with us or they have memory issues of just about anything. So, we're now having to go back through some of this paperwork that has been done hand-scratched on napkins from the back room of the Sandstone. Just saying. And those kind of meetings. So we need to now try and ferret out where that original grant was and what that grant stated. Because everybody that can remember or that is still able to speak to us, has said that it cannot be sold in the selling way.
Well, can't you find it, who was the actual people that gave the grant? What part of the county? County commissioners, port of?
That's the question. It was the county, but I've looked through every document that we
It's-
have, and it doesn't really
Linda,
specify. There's no actual.
We're gonna
building
have to
or-
hand you that stack. And
I'd be happy to look at it.
we have tried to find all of that documentation, and we can't find it all.
County can, I think we even asked the county.
Yes,
and they
we
don't
even went to the county, and they're like, oh, yeah, we did. But then that's the end of it.
But they don't know where
They-
the money came from.
No, it came from emergency management of some sort. That's all we know. And so Pat Haller could probably answer some more of those questions because she was around for that. Right now, she's fighting a pretty nasty cold, so she wasn't going to be here tonight.
So where it stands right now, then, you're fine where you are, you just can't buy the building.
No, not that one.
We just want to clear it up before we.
We
make
just
any
need to
commitments,
make
yeah.
sure,
Okay, well.
this is why we have Seth.
Yeah, that's fine.
We need to make sure that both sides are legally able to do what they need to do,
Okay.
okay? And that's where we are. We're trying to make sure that everything, all of the i's are dotted, the t's are crossed properly. And we're not going to do it on a napkin in the back room of the Sandstone. There you go,
A little
John.
more permanent.
1776.
So, we could do it there too, but we won't. But in regards to the other building, then we need to move forward because we do have some funding that is available to us, but we need to have a clear and precise number to take to them.
Okay.
And I'll just add, if you don't mind me jumping in here a little bit.
Go right ahead.
It's kind of like when we did the lease, because they're a community organization and serve our community. I think typically you have to get a appraisal, and, you know, they want you to get full market value, but we do have some flexibility. I mean, they've done a bunch of upgrades already, so when we get down to it, we had already done an appraisal, but it's over a year old, I believe, and our attorney said it should be redone. So I'm hoping the guy can just easily update it, because it's
Showing
only a
pictures
year.
about what it looked like before
Yeah.
they did the work.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at on the, you know, I'm sure we can work out a fair price. You know, to me, it's not, again,
Yes.
just like the lease, it's a community organization, and to me, we want to just make it right and do the right thing, so.
So, yes, with that said, when Seth came on board, he wanted to know exactly the number that we have already put into the building and what we project that we are going to need to put in the building in order to fully operate out of the building. Because we also need to have security for all of the property plus what's in there.
Right.
Because in some cases, just to inform you, federal food, because we are we're federally funded to provide federal food, like the commodities, like the senior commodity program. If something should happen to that food, we have to replace it at market value. So if we've got 100 cases of Del Monte green beans, and somebody decides that they wanted those 100 cases of Del Monte green beans, we would have to replace them. And so with that, we have to have a secured environment for that. So that's where we are. Seth, do you have something?
No, I mean, other than,
You got us, yeah, if you can. You have to put the mic up a little bit for you after Jody.
no, I really don't have a whole lot. I mean, other than the procedure on the option to purchase is pretty well laid out in the lease. I mean, it's just Reader's Digest version is they
Agree on a
write
price,
the
basically.
LOI and then an appraisal happens and then within 60 to 90 days you close it. You know, appraisal value, market value minus the improvements,
Upgrades,
the
yeah.
total of the improvements, which now we have that, so it's just, you know,
Yeah, it
getting
should be.
their
Right.
attorney to write up a little LOI thing
Okay.
and then the timeline starts. But other than that, that's just my role is
Yeah.
just to
So I
purchase
may
and sale and
I may call you or something just to kind of pick your brain a little bit about, we've
Anybody
had
can
an
call me
appraisal done
anytime.
just to make sure whatever we do with a new appraisal, we do it the correct way, you know,
Yeah.
to make sure we're both
yeah, there's a
understand what's right.
procedure there for the appraisal as well, and I mean, legalese, right? So
Yeah.
it looks like that the appraisal needs to happen within a certain amount of time, and if there's a disagreement on that appraisal, a second one happens with a different appraiser,
Okay,
and then if again there's a disagreement or a 5% difference either way, then a third one happens, and that's the one that sticks.
Okay.
But
yeah, hopefully we won't get there.
no, I don't think that's necessary at all. Appraisers know what they're doing, you know, so I think we're just, and looking at the old ones, they were, I think, middle of 2024.
Yeah.
So they're old, but they're not
They're not that old, yeah.
So I don't think the number's gonna change drastically.
I was hoping we could just do it in the condition it was when they did the prior one and not even have to worry about the improvements, you know, if we do,
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do that or not, but.
No, because when appraisals happen, they can't, it would be nice if they could appraise the past.
Yeah.
But
I
they have to
see what it
appraise
is right
exactly
now.
what's in front of them at the time. And so
Okay.
that's what's gonna happen. And they'll have to go and they'll do the whole thing. They're gonna want their $800 and whatever, you know, to do it all over again.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
you
that's-
can offset it with what the improvements that have been done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in my mind, the way I see it and the way I read the lease is, I mean, let's just go with the old numbers. Total for the two buildings, and I mean, I know there's a grant and there's some situation on the warehouse, but let's just say, for example, if the total on the two was 180 for one, 155 for the other, so I think it was like a total of 355, and then they have 156, 744 in improvements, so that's gonna leave you about a $200,000 purchase price. You know, roundabout numbers, right in there, but
that's kind of what
the
I.
way I
was-
see it is this appraisal minus improvements equals purchase price. Easy.
We'll make it work.
Okay,
Promise
and
you.
I'll leave you my card. That way if
Yeah.
anybody's got any questions, call me anytime.
I will just update you too, since everybody's here, the grant for the solar, we did the improvements on the trusses in the cold storage warehouse. We had to add a second beam in there to hold the load. That's been done. The Public Works did that in a couple days. And we just got responses back for the grant to actually install the solar in the battery storage. So hopefully very soon that will be started, and that will help you, not so much in the wintertime, but this summer it'll make a huge difference in the utilities for that building and provide longer backup in the case of a power outage. So we should be moving forward on that part fairly quickly.
Well, we're also trying, since you opened up that piece of those can of worms, what we're trying to do is once it's purchased, and once the solar goes in and that kind of thing, is that we are putting some grants together in order to expand our cold storage because,
Getting overwhelmed, too much, or?
well, the cooler can only hold 2 pallets, and so can the freezer. And you open up the door and it's like right here. Because, again,
The volume you're doing.
I handed out our numbers for 2025.
They're
And-
fantastic.
And it's like today, we served 80-some families today, and this was a light week. Next week will be probably just a Tuesday, 122 families. So that's where we are. Does anybody have any questions?
I just got one about
Yes.
Do you know, your total numbers were 27,987. Do you know what that was last year? Just close to what it was in 2024? Is it a pretty big increase, do you think?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a huge
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was, yeah.
It's
I
just
figured it was,
insane.
but-
So yes, absolutely. So like, for example, we would think that it was a horrendously over-the-top day if we saw 45 families,
Yeah.
Now you're doing
and
80.
we're double
So-
that. And on a light week.
I'm shocked at the number of people served out of Olympia and Tumwater.
Yeah.
That,
But here, we have to remember something about these areas. The Tenino School District is very vast.
oh, I know it is.
So the Tenino School District actually goes into all of these areas with their zip code. So Tenino School District goes clear out to Miller Sylvania Park.
Oh, I knew it had about 50,000 people in it.
Yeah, so when you look at their addresses maybe does not coincide in our brain that it's Tenino.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
But
like
it's-
our zip code, everybody thinks they can run for office here because they have a 98589.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And they're not in the city, though.
But you're not, that is not correct.
It's confusing.
Okay?
Got
So we've got a number of folks that we take care of that are like within the quote, city of Centralia, but they're not inside the city of Centralia.
It's their zip code based, yeah.
And so that's where we are. Does anybody else have any questions?
I have a question, Jody.
Yes.
When we say here 27,000 people served, is that 27 meals served to a person, or is that 27 people who may have been served more than one meal?
Does so it'll say people, and that's humans, per human. Households is a household of, whether it's a household of 1 or whether it's a household of 9. It's
Okay.
just a household.
That's total people served, then.
But
Yeah.
total people served is
Total
20,000.
total people served is the total number of human beings.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
And each person potentially had multiple visits to the food bank.
They potentially they could get served once a week.
Okay, thank you.
Is that it?
Thank you
All
so
right.
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
your patience with us, and
Thank you very much.
I'll give you a call.
So
Thanks,
if
Sarge.
anybody needs my number
Thank you.
or doesn't know how to find me, which that would be crazy.
I've got
that
your number.
I know you do. Please give me a call because I know that you work and I live here in town and I can meet you down there and we can do a walkthrough at 6 o'clock in the morning if you'd like.
I'll try to get down there this Saturday.
Okay, yep, we are.
What time, how late are you gonna be there?
I'm
I'll come down.
practically.
I'll come down, and if you're there, you're there.
Pretty soon, you're gonna see my sleeping bag down there.
Well, you got that nice big office, you can set
I
up
know,
and all.
right? It gets painted tomorrow. It's a surprise color, I guess. So, anyway, yeah. So, and I have heat in it. And I can close the door,
That's
lock
good.
the door, and lock and
Oh,
notes
no, no, you're
for
not
the
allowed to
window.
do that.
Yes,
So your husband
okay.
kicks you out, you got a place to stay now.
I know, right? Yes, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jody.
Thanks again, Jody. Okay, I was just going to go over the items on the agenda real quick. They don't have a lot. Under old business, EV chargers, if you remember right, we were planning on only on installing in one location. We ended up adding behind the sandstone. We still had some money left, so we were going to do a third spot. We just didn't have enough money. Every place we looked was, so we're just going to, this is canceling that third
That
spot.
one
So
up
we're
at the
actually,
quarry.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that, there's no additional money or anything there. We're actually just gonna, whatever what was left, I think $20,000, we'll just go back to the grantor. Farmers market, this is something we've done every year. They are
Yeah.
asking us to block off the street, so that, I think that one's not too much to that one. The resolution, on this one, I think Jeff came and suggested or talked to Nancy about, we get interest from the LGIP, it's a local government investment plan. What we had done in the past on that is split the interest up on that into several different accounts on a percentage. Jeff, I think, suggested, why can't we put that, since we have some issues with our general fund?
just put it right there.
Yeah, so we've checked with our attorney and we've checked with the state to make sure that's good. We got a positive response on both of those. So this is going to allow us to just put all the interest earned from the LGIP into our general fund.
Excellent.
So we can talk about it more when we get there if anybody wants to, but those are
I think
three.
Nancy explained it, it's
Oh,
gonna be
did she
right
talk
about
about it? Yeah.
30,000,
Yes, like
About
1,500
$30,000.
bucks a month or something.
yeah.
So those are the items on the agenda. Do you want to do reports?
Yes, please.
Chamber of Commerce, I did get a note from, oh shit, got to log back in, hold on. Did get a report from George. Let's see. Of course, now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's George's report. Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to Mayor Watterson and Councilmember Godovak and Curtis for attending the Community in Unity dinner last week. We had approximately 110 people attend.
That's-
It was a pretty good
That
crowd.
is amazing.
Yeah. Congratulations to Tenino Telephone Company for being presented with the first annual Stone City Spirit Award from the Tenino School District and the Tenino Chamber. Congratulations to the City of Tenino Public Works for being presented the President's Certificate of Appreciation for all they do for the Chamber, Oregon Trail Days, tree lighting, and community. Jason Plaja, accepted the award. Our next Chamber Lunch Forum will be February 18th at the Stone City Event Center. Speaker is Mayor Watterson. Again,
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of, I don't have anything else to say. I've been, been to so many meetings. Study EDC, the next study meeting will be February 20th at Lucky Eagle Casino. And then he has an update here. I got to switch. Let's see what he said here. Oh, the first Oregon Trails Days Committee meeting will be next Monday, February 2nd, 5:30 PM at the Sandstone Bar and Grill Meeting Room. He sent a separate one on that, so I had to. So that is the chamber. EDC, I didn't get anything from them. Maybe shows up. Study. They had a meeting, what was it, was it last Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little introduction there. Like I said, I just spoke to him the last month, so I didn't have much, but it went well. I was trying to think, remember Linda? Oh, you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was kind of strange. Linda wasn't there
Yeah,
for it with
I
us, so
wasn't there.
I can't count on her to remember all the subjects, but, oh, I know what the big one was. The county's considering
Oh.
having a home energy score. as a county requirement that you have an assessment done on your house that scores your energy efficiency. They did a presentation on that, and I think they got kind of some
Yeah,
not,
really, yeah,
not
really.
great feedback, so. Anyway, I don't know what's gonna happen with
Well,
that,
I
but,
think everybody has to contact the county and let them know how you feel about it,
yeah.
seriously.
So they're still under comment, and, yeah, so this would be something that they would expect the seller to do before it goes on the
Well,
market.
yeah,
So,
and it could mean a lot in what you get for your home, you
yeah,
know?
that's their thing. If you have a good energy score, theoretically, you could get a better, you
Yeah,
know,
well.
and it kind of gives you some guidelines on how you can most effectively upgrade your score if you get a bad one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's on the table with them. If anybody wants to make comment on it, I can get a contact number if you. Library's not here. We'll see if they show up. Civil Service Commission, nothing. Finance Committee, we did have a kind of our initial meeting. I would say mostly we just spent time talking about our budget and what we're going to be facing, kind of getting, of course, Elaine's been there for a bit and understands most of it, but Adam has some great follow-up questions that we're working on getting back to him. So we scheduled another meeting in 2 weeks, and so we will be meeting again and hopefully have a little bit more to report back to you on what we're looking at for the budget. So if there's anything you want us to consider, please just let us know and we'll talk about it in the meeting. Planning Commission, I don't think there's anybody here. We'll see. Yeah, I forgot, you can't do them anymore.
Nope.
I did ask them to appoint a new person that could represent them at the meetings. They don't have to come to every meeting, but
Right.
if there's
At
something that needs
least
to be,
once a month.
something that needs to be reported. Public Safety, anything there?
Nothing. Nothing yet.
Public Works,
We had a meeting today, they finished the work at the food bank, reinforcements. And with the good weather that they've had the last couple of weeks, they finished working on the they did finishing work on the ball fields, the dugouts and the infields, for the drainage, that's all done. They will not be able to do the outfield until after Little League. Oh, yeah, we knew that, I think. They wouldn't have a chance
to get the grass down
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
together. And Brent will be taking his final test next month, and then he'll be at level 3. Yay.
And just if anybody doesn't know on that one, that will allow him, you have to be at level 3 to do all the testing and some of those things. We have a contractor out there now. So when he gets out there and they're ready, we won't have to pay that contract anymore.
That's great.
So he'll be going out there. I think all of his wages at that point will come from the sewer fund to run that. And then we will be replacing his position because he did a lot more than just the sewer. He did water, so we'll be hiring a person to replace him, but it will be nothing out of our general fund. It will be all,
Water.
we'll have some savings on the sewer side with his wages versus what we're paying for the contractor. But they're working on trying to find somebody to come in and kind of fill his spot, just general labor stuff. Any questions on that? Chief of Police, I haven't heard anything from him.
Mayor, if I may,
Yeah.
and I missed the public service part, I'd just like the council to know, I had a meeting this morning with Chief Auditor. Primary purpose was to compliment our new officer, Yvonne Sneed. As you many know, my wife works at the Tenino Middle School, which seems to be the hot spot for the school resource officer. You know, that's when kids are going from being kids to being teenagers. And she was my wife, very complimentary of how Officer Sneed was able to have kind of a rapport with the kids and give the kids a chance to learn that police officers are people too, instead of this dark force of authority. So I felt I should pass that along in the presence of the police chief, and it's, you know, we're lucky to have her.
Yep.
Just wanted the council to know. Thank you.
Great. I think we kind of heard about Public Works and the things they're doing. I really appreciate them getting that they saved us a lot of money putting all those second rafters in over what we would have to pay a contractor to do that. So I think it ended up costing us $3,000, and there's a lot of lumber involved in that. So it helped us on that project. Code enforcement building inspector. See, trying to think. I talked to him, but I don't know that there's really, it's kind of day-to-day. We did have a pre-submission conference that he was at for the Ag Park meat processing facility.
Oh, yeah.
We had probably 10 or 15 people here just to kind of just sit down and say, here's what we need to do, here's what you need to provide us. All the language they talked about and acronyms they used went over my head, so the Colvins know what they need to present to us to get the process started. The one thing I will pass on is that we have I think it's like $250,000 grant that the EDC received, and right now the EDC holds the lease on that 7 acres over there, because for that grant they had to have control over the site. So we need to get that $250,000 spent so they can release that lease and we can get the lease to the Colvins going. I think what came out of that meeting is we're going to do some grading work out there, just some initial grading that needs to be done and leveling to try to use up that money so we can move forward with getting the lease to the
Well,
Colvins.
that's a terrible problem to have.
Yeah.
Have money that you have to
Have to
get
spend.
rid of.
Kind of I don't know how many have looked out there, but there's a huge pile of rocks and dirt from the other part I don't know what was supposed to happen to it when they stacked it there, but I kind of told them, hey, we do any grading, we don't want another huge pile of rocks that we can't get rid of. I always thought miles sand and gravel, seems like that's what they use. Why wouldn't they want to?
I don't know, I would
but
think so.
Anyway, hopefully with whatever grading we do, we can get rid of all those piles, because that's one of their things they, want to get done. So anyway, park specialist, I know she's been helping us with the grants. Trying to think if there's anything big going on with her. I don't think there's anything new to report there. Clerk treasurer, it's Nancy's birthday today, so she
birthday,
is
Nancy.
not here. She'll be here next meeting to do the reports and everything, but
That's
hope
fine.
happy birthday to Nancy,
Yeah.
if she's watching. Maybe she probably won't be, but
Well, if she is,
if she is, oh yeah.
I get that, please, please.
not.
Shoot, I didn't prepare very good for my report. Had the pre-submission conference. That was, like I said, way over my head as far as everything that was talked about, but I think we're moving in the right direction. The Colvins made a statement they'd like to get in there in 18 months, but after hearing everybody, that may not be real feasible with everything that has to get completed. But we're going to be pushing that forward. That's a big project for the city. They're saying at the meeting, they were saying that it's going to be probably at least $10 million for them.
Oh, I know, it's huge.
So it's going to be a big thing for our community, and it's going to be a big project. It's going to require some staff time, and our building inspectors and those kind of things but hopefully we'll get fees for all those projects. And
Yeah.
Tomorrow I have an interview with KGY. I don't know what they're going to ask me about, but they asked me, so I'll be going down there tomorrow morning to just have a conversation with them. I'll report back on that. I also have a meeting coming up with Tumwater's new mayor next week. We're just going to meet and talk about how we can work together, if there's any possibilities for us to tie in with anything that they're doing. I'm kind of just leaving it open to anything at this point, but hopefully there's some things maybe that we're doing with contracts now that we can tie in with them if it works for them and us. So
That'd be great.
I'll be reporting back on that one. But at least my interactions with her, I know I've seen some negative things, but she seems very willing to help us in any way they can, and so I look forward to that. I think that's all I have. Any questions about any of those?
You don't have the fire department on here.
Fire department, you want to give a report? Sure. Since you're here, I don't know why
I don't know why it's not on there.
we'll add that. I'm s- not starting off very good with their new chief. I
I
didn't,
know.
I didn't remind him of the meeting, and I
did
didn't
see,
have him on the
finally
list.
found the minutes, and I was like, we're not on there. I guess they don't want us here, so.
You know that's not true.
I absolutely know that's not true. My hope and goal is to make one of the meetings per month. We got the Bucota Council at the same time, so I do them in the first part of the month, and then you guys in the back part of the month here is kind of the hope, because they don't do a workshop on the end. I think they only just have one meeting a month, so go from there. So I think there's a couple new council members, right? My name is Chris Graham, the interim fire chief. That'll be in place for 6 months until the end of July, until the commissioners decide if they like me or not. Who knows? If not, I just go back to the line and sit the right seat of the fire engine, which is it's okay too. Got thrusted in this position. I'm glad that it happened, but at the same time, I was hoping it was like 3 to 5 years down the road. But here it is. So figured, why not? Let's just jump in here. So one thing I wanted to bring to your guys' attention is every or at least every time I come here, I like to give you the calls stats for this area and the response time, so you kind of know what your money's being used for. So, and this is December stats. I know we're kind of getting near the end of January. So we had 27 incidents that happened within our TE1A zone and 1B zone. So basically, Tenino has its own code in our CAD system. So anytime a call comes up, populates that we know it's inside the city limits, right? And then it breaks down even further. Problem is with the stats the way they are, or that zone, it goes out that way and it goes out that way too. So I would say a good majority of the number of these calls are in town, in the jurisdiction of Tenino, but give or take 2 or 3 of them may not be. So our average response time from the time you call 911 to the time someone shows up in town in that zone is 3 minutes and 13 seconds. It's a great response
That's a
time,
good time.
right?
Yeah, great.
Which we're really proud of, right? I mean, that's a great thing. There's a lot of goals down the line for us. I'd like to see get a paramedic unit out here. We have 2 paramedic units that are somewhat kind of close. Medic 14 out in Grand Mound and Medic 5 in Tumwater. So to give you an example, we had a CPR out on Tilly and 99 this a couple of years back, and the closest medic unit I had available coming to me was Medic 2 out of Yelm. So we were about 30 some odd minutes by ourselves with 2 people doing CPR on somebody. So that's a lot, right? And so the first 5 to 10 minutes is what we're really going to capture. That's our hope, right? So that's kind of down the road when I'm projecting. I would like to push on the county to say, hey, we need more paramedics to help cover this stuff. So anyway, so that part's done. Chief Shaffrin's last day is tomorrow. His retirement party, his send-off is at 4 o'clock, Station 41. You guys are more than happy to come on down and say hi or goodbye or good riddance, whatever you want to say, it's fine. Just wave with all your fingers, it'd be great. A couple things that we got going on too. I entered into an agreement with DNR for the CWPP, it's the Community Wildfire Protection Plan. A lot of acronyms, so if you're new to this, I'm still trying to learn all these acronyms too. Even Thurston County and all, they got so many acronyms I can't even keep up with it. So this group, the nice thing is they're gonna give us about $10,000 to be able to start assessing people's homes for wildland. Last year we had a couple incidents, one in Grand Mound and one in East Olympia's area that had 25 to 30 acres that caught fire. Thankfully, none of the structures were lost, but however, I think we can probably do a little bit better. So we're gonna use some of this grant money to open up some bins so people can bring vegetation in and get rid of it around their house. And then we got a crew that'll go out and take a look at someone's house to help them assess to keep the wildland danger lower. We don't really have that problem here in town. It's really just kind of the 74 other square miles that we cover as a fire district that we kind of have to worry about. And so when we go further west out towards Tilly, that's just a spot just waiting to happen at this point. 183rd, usually every about 6 years, we get a really good fire off of I-5 through that area. So the goal is to help educate the community, let them know that we can we could do some things. You can do some things as a homeowner to keep your house from burning
Right.
down, right? You might lose trees around you, but we can replace trees later on, but we can't replace homes as easy, right? So we entered into that, that's good. We're focusing right now in the next 6 months to work on annexation of Bucota's fire district area or protection area. We cover all of their services right now. It's really just kind of a handshake agreement. And so I just press on like, we need to do this. We
Similar
need to
to
get into
what
an
we did here,
agreement.
right?
Huh?
Yeah, similar to what we did
Yeah,
here.
100%, yeah. And so we're gonna be working on that. Hopefully August is the time frame that we'll go out for the vote on that piece. So I'm learning that process. That's fun, how you do annexations and stuff like that. So, yeah, don't feel bad for me, but feel bad for me, please. And we're also getting ready to remodel part of their station. So the hope and goal is to get crews down there. My hope is at least 50% of the time for right now. Right now there's 0. So if I can get 50% for at least 6 months to buy me some more time, that's great. Because we had hiring another position next month. We're doing testing for that. Then we had 3 EMTs just graduate EMT school and 3 more going in that's starting up again. And then 3 graduated from the fire academy, and then we got another one going to it. So everything's been stacked up behind itself right now because of so many people wanting to volunteer. And so all the academies, the EMTs and the fire academies are behind. So I just got out of teaching that academy. And they were like, hey, can you do another one? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm tapping out. I can't put any more on my plate. So they had to pass that off. So that part's good. We did get into a signed letter of agreement with property, which is good, but we haven't had the full contract yet. So I can't say where, how much or anything until that's done. But
It's in the city limits, so.
Hey, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It'll be in this area, okay? So that part's good. So fingers crossed we can get that. I had a meeting today with the designers because I wanted to get that process going. And so one of the things that they were talking about, the aesthetics and stuff like that. So I'm gonna come back to you guys. Want to definitely do something with, sandstone if we can. Either we do a sign out front or figure out a way to do a entryway or something like that. But just to kind of pay homage to this heritage here, right? That's the plan there. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Did you have any questions for me?
No.
I would just say thanks for your work over this last year. That's pretty amazing that we have a less than 4-minute response time.
Yeah.
And I think this really just shows what we can do with partnerships in our communities,
Yeah.
We couldn't do this without you, and I hopefully we have helped you too by having our area. So
Yeah.
anyway, I appreciate it, and it really is critical. I mean, that's why when we first started talking about the station and maybe having to move down to Tilly because we couldn't find any property, if we have a 6 or 7 minute response time, the survival rates for anything serious go way down. So I'm happy that hopefully this works out in the city.
Not to mention the cost of insurance for people in their homes and the businesses.
Yeah, 100%.
So anyway, thank you for the work that you, and pass that on to all your members. And
Absolutely.
Except for my son, don't tell him.
I
Thank you.
will definitely not. In fact, the less I say, the better off we
Yeah.
are. I will tell you just one other note. For the year of 2025, we ran 1,798 calls for the whole year out of one station. So that tells you our numbers are going up. Actually, we decreased the amount of calls. I want to say it was like 80 to 90 calls from the previous year before that. And I think you can really kind of attribute that to a lot of different things, right? I was looking at the numbers for just specifically the summertime, and the numbers were almost like 200 some odd calls per month that year, where we then looked at the wildland. We had a lot more
Right.
wildland type incidents. So I think that just kind of ebbs and flows, but we're going to kind of keep a better track of that. I do actually have another piece. We added the First Due, who's the reporting party for all of our stuff within our agency, our incidents, mechanical stuff, all our asset tracking, scheduling and all that stuff. So one thing I'm going to get with the Public Works here soon is there's a hydrant section on there that they need to have that piece of it, so the WSRB rating, so it's all tracked in there. So when they come 5 years from now, I can just hand them the packet and say, here you go. It'll be easier on the crew as well. You know, so, and the other thing I noticed, we still have 7 village hydrants.
Yeah, I don't know how come we can't get those fixed.
We gotta get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge, and some of them are in some of the areas that, over by the high school, where I'm gonna need a lot of water, especially with multiple apparatuses, we're gonna have to take multiple hydrants if something were to happen at the school, and we can't have a village hydrant on that end of it.
And this, anybody that doesn't know, a village hydrant is kind of the old school. They come up, they're smaller, and they have just 2 ports, two and a half
Oh, I
inch
see,
ports.
okay.
Versus the new ones have 2.5 ports and a bit larger 5-inch port. They can flow a lot more water. So I don't know why, we've been talking about this for,
Okay,
8
well,
years, but
I'll
no,
let you know,
yeah.
I'll talk to them, and I'll keep bugging them every day, every time I drive by. I'll just hold a sign up, where's, take care of this. village
protest,
hydrants.
go
Yeah.
over and protest.
Yeah,
it.
well, I'm not gonna do that. No, I don't wanna do that, but I will gently remind them as much as I possibly can, so.
Okay, I'll try to remember that too.
Thank you. I'd appreciate it. I know
Thank
you guys
you.
would as well. I'm gonna head home. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank-
appreciate it. Okay, a couple more. Be that. Is any reports from Be that?
I don't think we have a Be That representative this year.
Okay. I forget which ones I know some of them we didn't fill. Solid Waste Advisory Board?
Our meeting is next week.
Okay. DCOM, 911, nothing there. Tenino School Board? They probably haven't had a meeting either. Huh?
They actually had a meeting last night. I was able to attend, and what can I tell you? All kinds of things. The high school's going to have an upcoming play. The students there gave a little presentation, which was always nice to see the kids standing up. Big thing there, Stone City recognition, they mentioned that, as we already said, for the Tenino Telephone Company for their contributions. A little talk about the levy that's coming up here on February the 10th, and I'll be talking a little more about that later on. An important thing is recognition of Rand Hodson, who's the principal at the Tenino Middle School. If you don't know, this month he saved the life of a student who was choking on a sandwich.
Oh,
And,
goodness.
big kid, but Rand's a big
Big
guy
guy.
himself.
Big guy, yeah, he is.
Did the Heimlich, and
Oh, good.
EMTs were called, and kid's fine, survived. And so there was a recognition from the Tenino School Board.
Oh, that's nice.
There was also recognition from the Thurston County Board of Commissioners. So he got both those,
That's very nice.
and
Good.
everybody's grateful. that's and if you ask him, it's just part of the job. It's just your duty.
He's been there a long
Long time.
time, I think. God, it seems like forever. He's been the principal there for a long time, at the middle school.
Yeah. So that was an important thing to have that publicly. I guess we had at the high school game, another, I guess their second Hall of Fame recognition, where previous Tenino athletes come back, and alumni come
Oh,
back,
yeah.
and a good time is had by all. So it's something I think they're going to keep on doing. One good statistic that we learned was that Tenino's graduation rate at the Tenino High School is over 90%.
That's good.
The state average is 86%.
Yeah.
So our
Yeah.
teachers are doing a good
It's
job.
up it's over 90%, I think. isn't
It's
it?
over, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's over 90%.
What else? Fiscally, their books are reconciled. They're on top of that. And I think that's all the notes I have for the school board.
Okay, TRPC and TPB, as you know, I was gonna do those since we have less availability during the day. I did call them and got everything changed over to me. I didn't go to any meetings this month, but next month I will get on that and be able to do the reports. I don't think there's anything from Thurston County Commissioners.
No.
Legislative, Linda?
Well, a couple things, not much, just, there's a bill The only one I'm actually gonna talk about is one that we do not want. Prohibits the local governments from adopting or enforcing laws that criminalize, penalize, or otherwise prohibit a person from engaging in life-sustaining activities on public property unless the local government can demonstrate that adequate alternative shelter space was available at the time and place of the conduct. Now, I understand that the reason that anybody's even introduced this is for the bigger towns that do have the availability of shelters and things for homeless people. But we don't have anything here to accommodate people that need shelter. We just don't. And so if it's gonna put restrictions on our law enforcement from getting people out of the park that are up there living, you know, and things, and then it's not a good bill for us, is all I'm saying.
Be nice if they could have a exemption for town,
Well,
cities under towns or
yeah,
cities
yeah.
under smaller
Well,
size.
I think maybe that's something that you should.
I should call and
Yes,
say they can get some
you know,
kind
I
of.
can't do it, so
Yeah.
you need to call and maybe have them amend this a little bit to exempt small towns that don't have any facilities. We don't have any facilities for the homeless here. The other two are just taxing, would allow, expand the use of local real estate excise tax revenues. And what exactly that is, I don't know, but this is one that the AWC is
Supporting.
I
I think right now the REIT we use mostly for our road fund. I think most of our REIT taxes we collect go into our road fund right now,
Go
but
to where?
road fund, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's not very much money
But
for
we
us,
can,
but
well, it can be used for affordable housing too, so. The other one is, authorizes cities and counties to establish a sales and use tax remittance program for affordable housing. What that entails, I don't have a clue, but it's I think it's something we should look into if it passes, so.
are you guys
That's
okay?
it.
John had a comment. You okay?
Go ahead,
Yeah, the homeless issue that you were mentioning,
yeah.
can anybody hear me?
I-
got a big mouth. Several years ago, that was brought to Washington, but there was something about it, it got shot down by the Supreme Court. This is another attempt by the state of Washington to tie every jurisdiction's
Yeah,
hands
yeah.
on what they can do with homelessness. So, as Linda says, the saving grace that Tenino has is that we really don't have anything to
No.
offer them. But the larger jurisdictions, like Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, so on and so forth, they're gonna be stuck. We're gonna see a lot more homeless, we're gonna see a lot more of the jungle type things, and there's nothing that they can do about it unless they have someplace else that they can go.
Yeah.
For example, a couple of the hotels that they bought
Yeah.
downtown, and stuff like that. In other words, using our taxpayer dollar, all of ours, because we pay a lot of money up north every time we go shopping. It's not looked at that way. But we are spending a lot of money on homeless issue in North County. It'll just get worse.
Yeah, so.
The other one you
I
can
would
get
say we
on,
don't
just so
want that.
everybody knows, on any of these bills we talk about, you can get on the website and make comment or
Well, and
just
you can
post-
call
yeah, or call and-
1-800-562-6000. There's somebody there Monday through Friday. I go to work at 7 a.m. now till 7 p.m., Monday through Friday.
So please, if you have an opinion,
Yeah,
make your voice heard.
Those people there just answer their phones, be polite.
they're, you know, for the most part, they're good. I only had one person yell at me today.
You deserved it, though.
Today.
Well, he was just disgusted with the whole thing and he wanted some recognition.
We got a couple minutes that we just want to have. Are you okay?
How much time we got?
We got 7 minutes right now.
I wanted to talk to you guys about the bike.
Okay, just a
Okay.
second. This lady,
Can you come up here? We were supposed to be recording this. Sorry, I don't mean to make you speak.
you want to
in the
come
mic
up to the microphone?
so other people can hear you if it's
Hi,
online or.
Rachel. I missed the first part about what you were saying about, is it a bill or something is being introduced that would keep the city
It
from?
is a bill.
It's a
at the
bill
state
in the legislature right now.
Okay, and that would prevent the city from
Keeping the homeless.
Unless we
moving
had a place
people
to take
along?
them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then what do we do?
Well,
I think right
oh,
now.
you
we
call
just-
1-800-562-6000 and give your opinion.
Okay.
And it'll be sent to your 3 legislators.
We don't generally have an issue with
No.
homeless people here, but I mean, I think what we've done is just try to work with them and
Yeah.
find them a place to go.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it took, what, 5 days to remove the last one in the park? at
Yeah, it
least?
takes, yes.
So it's
not
just,
instant,
it's
but-
just not, it's not something that, it's like the mayor said, he should call whoever the sponsor is and see if the bill can't be amended, because it's just starting out now. It's got until the end of the month, or actually, it's got this one. This one has to be out of the committee on the 2nd of February.
So about a week.
But it can be amended along the road as it's being put through the system. It can be amended in committees and then on the floor to say towns of 2,000 people and under, you know,
Or whatever.
or
the good number is,
whatever,
Maybe 5.
5,000 people and under would be exempt from this, because you don't have anything for them here. You know, there are no services for the homeless people here, so.
I mean, we try to be compassionate, it's not like
Yeah,
we just,
yeah,
you know.
we're
but-
not mean, but we don't,
I just know there's practice and kids, you know, at the park.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't love
yeah.
homeless people being there.
yeah,
Yeah.
well.
Compassion for my
Our,
kids.
our law enforcement has hadn't handled it so far, any of that has been. I know it takes a while to get them out, but at least they know they're there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so, all right, thank you.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. I know some people have been here for a bit to speak, and we'll get you on the agenda very quickly so you can. But we have to wait till 7:30 before we can start the regular
Well, you
meeting.
got
so-
5 minutes, John.
All right, I'll take those 5 minutes.
He's gonna take the 5
yeah.
minutes.
Just for formality's sake, my name is John O'Callahan. I live in 1432 Sussex Avenue right here in the great city of Tenino. Remember, great city, Tenino. I wanted to talk to you guys about e-bikes. I don't know how much you guys have been looking into them and the transportation future for the state of Washington, but in 2035, in the state of Washington, we will not be able to buy new gasoline vehicle or diesel vehicles for personal use. Gone. It's all going to be electric. Right now, as of today, e-bikes and e-scooters are already outselling e-cars by something like 40%. That's a lot. One of the reasons why is because you can use them for just to putter around, have a nice time, the Sunday bicycle trail type deal, and they've got bicycles that are specifically built so that they can be on those trails, and because they can't go over a certain speed limit. There are other bicycles like mine. I can go until I hit the 35 spot. I can keep up with traffic. I'm 68 years old. I like being able to do those speeds because they're not passing me up. I feel safer being able to do that. In the city of Tenino right now, we can allow quads running up and down the streets as long as they're not breaking any laws. I would like to see that extended to e-bikes and e-scooters. We have a problem right now with e-scooters. And e-bikes, because there are some parents out there that are getting what's called Surons. These things will do 50, 75 miles an hour, and they're electric. They do not have pedals, so they're not an e-bike.
No, they're talking about changing the law to make them licensed now, and they can only go 20 to, and one can go 28 miles an hour, and the others are supposed to stay at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, no, those laws we don't have those in the state? I thought we did. In any event, they have class A, 1, 2, and 3s. Class 1 does about 10 to 12 miles, class 2 does maybe 20, and class 3 is tops
Like
out at 28.
Yeah.
28, 30, depending on how much power you have in your battery. Mine will do 30 until it gets about halfway down, then it starts dropping. But when you look into the future, you look at e-bikes and e-scooters that now can do the speed limit, not just do the speed limit, but do them going up Chain Hill. They become a viable source of transportation for a lot more people. If you, especially, like I said, I'm 68. If I can do the speed limit on my bike, that's where I'm at because I feel comfortable. Because if somebody's going to hit me, that means they're going a whole lot faster than I am. okay?
Maybe a
The
pilot
other
car.
thing about that, when you're considering doing something like that, is we can actually be a leader in this realm. We can look at how we want to break it down. Do you want any child just running all over the streets with any kind of e-bike? I would not suggest that. I would suggest when kids are at the age of 16, and it's on how much time?
Got like 15 seconds.
Okay, and if they're 16, they got to get driver's license, then they can step up to the faster ones. The Surons and those kind of bikes, they can, and some of them, they already come with the ownership papers with VIN numbers, so they can be registered and insured. If I'm out of time, I wish I had more, and we can't talk back and forth during public testimony, so. Something to think about. If you need me to come back and answer anything else, I know a little bit about it.
Sounds good. Thanks, John. Okay, it is 7:30, so we'll call to order the regular meeting of the Tenino City Council for Tuesday, January 27th. Linda, you want to start us off today? Thank you.
Completely out of my brain.
We're gonna have to have it up on the wall there so you can, if we forget the words, you can.
As long as you don't break into song afterwards.
That's right.
I know it. I want to every time.
Agenda approval. I know we have one addition. I forgot, didn't mean to do this, but I forgot to put the Tenino School District presentation. So Jeff is going to lead that, so we're going to add that under presentations. Are there any other additions to the agenda?
Nope.
Hearing none. All in favor with
Aye.
the addition?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, agenda's approved with the addition of the Tenino school presentation. Approval of minutes, we have minutes from the 1/13/2026 meeting. Is there any discussion?
Move approval.
Can I make a couple edits to these?
Yep, you can.
So on here, it says that Councilmember Godovak is on the Finance Committee,
Oh,
and you're not on the Finance Committee,
Not
right?
anymore.
Right, okay,
You
so it's
are.
just Elaine
Just
and
change
I.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Someone
so
change that.
if we could change that, and then if we could also add,
Oh, and the minutes? Oh, maybe, that's right, because we were talking about three of us. Okay, you mean,
yeah,
okay,
I'm-
farther down, doesn't
That
it
was the
correct it?
proposed originally, and then
That
it
was
was
the
voted.
proposed.
Down
and
further
then
on it, it
was
says
corrected
what we actually
farther
voted.
down in the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, I didn't see a correction in the minutes.
Well, you guys voted in the new business.
That's right, that's right.
There's this discussion in the
Right.
first part. And
Discussion
then
was up top first.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll double check it and make sure it's all right.
okay.
If it's not right, we'll fix it. Anything else? You can keep, if you want to keep looking and you find it. Anything else on the minutes?
One note here, for Public Safety Committee, we have Councilmember Carney, which is correct. Councilmember Isel should also be on that assignment, please.
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
He says ISIL wasn't, he isn't on the Public Safety Committee. He's got Carney, but not him.
But we all want to hear him, Dave.
One other addition or editing of the minutes is that I should also be with Councilmember Carney on the Public Safety
Okay.
Commission.
Okay, we'll check that one too. And so there's been two suggested changes. We'll double check those. If they're not correct, we'll make those corrections. Is that good? Okay, any other discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Have the consent calendar. The consent calendar for January 27th, 2026 consists of, payroll EFTs in the amount of $34,143.92. Claims checks 33851 through 33883 in the amount of $159,999.19 for a total of $194,143.11 and no liquor and cannabis license.
Move approval. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. I will say, if you look at the vouchers, there's a few in there. We have, at the first of the year, we have some things we pay the whole thing up front, so you'll see some big payments. And if you look at our budget, it'll look like, man, we spent 100% of our,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
certain lines, so you gotta just kind of learn that some of those are one-time payments that we make at the first of the year. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No executive session. The first thing on our agenda, Jeff, you want to take the lead on introducing the students from the school? And
Certainly, certainly. We have, as most people know, a replacement levy coming up. What is it, February the 8th, I believe, which is actually our next council meeting. And as the liaison with the Tenino School Board, I think it's important for the city to do what it can to support the efforts of the Tenino School Board to educate our children. And what I thought of was, and we have all the arguments, and now I'll go over them, but to actually have some of the students, young adults who have benefited from this, kind of give us a testimonial. To give you a little background on this, this levy is a replacement levy. It's something that's already been passed by the voters. Property owners are already being charged this. It's not a new tax. It's just continuing the funding for our schools that has expired. It's for the next 6 years. The rate has not changed. Shouldn't change anything at all. It's based on the property value of your house and goes up and down as the assessor revalues your house each year. Why is this important? To understand how our schools are funded. The state does basic funding, and the state of Washington pays for, the core curriculum, math, reading, the rest of that. The extracurricular activities, the sports, the arts, field trips, the state doesn't give us a dime for that. And how we're able to fund that and provide our children with those opportunities is through this levy. Pardon me. So it's an important part of the scholastic experience for everyone going through our schools here in the Tenino School District, all 4 schools. We have a tradition in this country of educating our children. It's one of the things that make us a first world country, opportunity for all, free public education. It's a marvelous thing about America, but it's not free and it's not cheap. And this is the way we can, as a community, support that. The benefits to our community, at a minimum, the students who choose to do these programs, not all kids do, they've got something to do after school. They've got a purpose beyond just going to school because they have to go to school. They've got to keep up their grades. It gives them an opportunity to do something and a motivation to keep on the straight and narrow, and the whole city benefits from that, I think. The advantage to the property owner here, and I talk to people and they say, well, I don't have kids, or my kids are out of the school district, why should I pay for that? Number of reasons for that. I mean, the basic one is paying forward, right? Because we were all kids, we all had these opportunities, and those were paid for by the property owners at the time. We were students. So it's just continuing on that tradition of taking care of our students, or our children. The people who go through these programs tend to be better students. They're motivated. They tend to finish school better, or finish school, get graduated, and a greater opportunity perhaps to go on to higher education. And people who finish school, of course, have better opportunities for jobs. They get better paying jobs. They're not on the tax rolls for public assistance and all the rest of that. So even if you do not have a child in the Tenino School District, you benefit from this levy. And I guess that's pretty much, you know all the facts. You've all heard this all before, and it's all cold logic that it's a no-brainer. Supporting the levy benefits us all. So enough of the cold facts. Let's have maybe some warm fuzzy. I've asked Principal Scott Hyder of the Tenino High School, the head beaver, as it were, if perhaps he could provide us with some testimonials from students. Chance to hear from the actual people who benefit from this, these students. And he's gracious enough to round up a posse of Tenino's best and finest.
Okay.
You know, in Tenino, there's a lot of people who enjoy our sports. And we punch above our weight. You know, we're constantly sending teams and athletes to state competitions, and that's a source of community pride. And some of those folks here, I hope, are here to tell us a little bit more about that. And thank you, Scott, for agreeing to join us here tonight.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. Thank you for inviting us. So I brought 4 of the finest athletes and students that we could ask for. But before I ask them to come up and speak, I'm also a graduate, 1988, from Tenino. I will tell you, just outside my office, of course, the school was a little different configuration back then, but just outside my office, my principal put his arm around me my junior year and said, "I want you to wrestle." And I said, "I think you're crazy." I wrestled, went to state, went, okay, I love this. Placed at state. Because of that man, my entire life changed. My kids wrestled. My son's a NCAA wrestler. He wrestled for the Air Force Academy. I can't beat him anymore. That's upsetting, but that man changed my life, and Tenino changed my life. I'm now the principal of Tenino. Had you have said I would have been a principal back then, I would have said you're crazy, like I told the principal for wrestling. But I'm now back in Tenino, and what a wonderful community, what a wonderful group of kids. I've worked in large schools, Spenaway Lake High School, small schools, Oakville. This is what a great community and school. It is absolutely vital that we continue funding our schools. So with that being said, I have 4 outstanding students that are gonna kind of share their story. I have Taylor Henry, Parker Minrich, Haley Huber, and Gavin Maurer. And not real happy with Gavin Maurer right now because he beat me up today on the wrestling mat, but I'm going to invite them to come up.
As they're coming up, I'd just like to say thank you to all that are going to speak. It takes some bravery to come up and speak in front of a lot of people are intimidated, so thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us.
Mayor Watterson, council members, and staff, good evening.
Honey, step a little closer to the microphone.
My name is Haley Huber, a senior at Tenino High School, and I am here to speak about Tenino School District levy and specifically its impact on athletics programs. Since 7th grade, I've had the honor of running for the Tenino cross country team. Running cross country has been an extremely rewarding experience that has helped me through high school tremendously. In the 6 years that I have been on the cross country team, I went from a shy new kid to an outgoing student with community and friends to lean on. With strength from my team, I achieved my goals, and this year I got the privilege of being a team captain. Sorry. Without cross country, I don't think I would even have the confidence to be speaking here tonight. The Tenino School District Athletics Program is a necessary outlet for students that help to build character, teamwork, and show what students are capable of with hard work. Speaking from personal experience, training and competing with my team has only boosted my energy and raised my grades. However, without proper funding, practices and games become more difficult when the equipment gets old or the uniforms become tattered. For the safety of our students and the quality of their experience, please vote for the levy. Thank you for your consideration, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Parker Minrich, and I'm a student at Tenino High School. I am representing the student athletics, but more importantly, I'm here representing the future of our community. Athletics are often seen as extra, but for many students, they are essential. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, leadership, and accountability, skills that carry into classrooms, careers, and life. For some students, athletics are what keep them engaged in school, motivated to maintain grades, and connected to positive role models. This levy is not just about funding uniforms or facilities. It's about safety, opportunity, and equality. Some of our athletic facilities are outdated, and without proper funding, we risk injuries, limited access, and reduced programs. A yes vote ensures students to have safe places to practice, compete, and grow. Beyond students, athletics bring our community together. Friday night games, track meets, and tournaments fill our stands with families, neighbors, and alumni. These events support local businesses and build pride in our town. When we invest in our schools, we invest in the strength and identity in our community. Voting yes on this levy is a vote for students who learn leadership on the field, for families who want safe and inclusive programs, and for a community that believes in investing forward, not falling behind. On behalf of the student athletes and the future generations, I ask you to support this levy and give our schools the resources they need to be successful. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Who's next?
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Taylor Henry. I've been doing cross country and track for about 3 years now. Sports have honestly been a huge part of my life, and I wouldn't be the same person without them. Being in cross country gave me something to belong to. I've met so many friends through the team, people I might have never talked to otherwise. Practices, meets, and even the hard days brought us together. And that sense of community really matters in high school. When students feel connected, they're more likely to show up, support each other, and stay involved instead of feeling alone or disconnected. Sports have also helped me stay focused academically. To be able to run, I had to keep my grades up. And knowing that, it pushed me to do my work, stay organized, and learn self-management. Running gave me motivation not just in the course, but in the classroom too. It's not just about being on a team, it's about being part of a family, a group of people who support you. When we invest money into sports, we're investing in students. That funding helps provide equipment, coaching, safe facilities, and opportunities for students to grow, physically and mentally. It also helps sports become more accessible because many students can't participate simply due to the cost of sports equipment. Supporting sports helps remove those barriers and gives students of Tenino the chance to participate more. Voting to support sports means supporting students like me and so many others. It gives us a reason to show up, work hard, and be proud of our school. I really hope you'll consider voting yes, because sports truly make a difference. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gavin Maurer. I'm a senior at Tenino High School. I wrestled back in 6th grade, and wasn't much to it. It was just another sport that you did as a kid. But my freshman year, I decided to bow out. 7th and 8th grade year got cut because of COVID. And sophomore year, I blew out my knee on the 6th day of practice. Came back my junior year, and I made it to state. And now I'm a senior, hoping to place. I love wrestling. It's a big part of who I am, how I act. Started my junior year, when wrestling started, I had 6, I think it was Fs. I was failing 6 classes, and by the first meet, 2 weeks in, I got them all up, and I wrestled my entire season without any grade problems. Same with this year. And I'm looking forward to having a great last season. As I graduate, hopefully go into college to wrestle. And that's really it. I hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you especially Principal Hyder. I confess I'm a little put out, however, because each of those students spoke better about the subject than I did myself, but I'll get over that. Thanks again for coming, and we all wish you well as you go forward with your lives. Thank you.
And if you're old enough to vote, vote.
Great. If you're not quite old enough, you can still register.
Yes, you can. Excellent.
Okay, if you want to leave, you can. This will be short. We'll probably be 10 or 15 more minutes, but feel free to leave. I know you've been here for a bit. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thanks,
for
too.
coming.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's very inspirational to see kids come in and do
Yes,
that.
very good, yes.
We're to public comments. Is there any public comments? Jody? No. Okay. No public hearing, no proclamations today. Old business, we talked about these in our work session, but I'll briefly go over them in case anybody's watching that wasn't here for the work session. We are doing a change order for EV chargers. We originally got a grant to do one location. The bids came in so low, we are able to add a second location behind the Sandstone Cafe. We thought we could maybe do a third one, but just couldn't find a place to spend that last little bit of money. It's just gonna cost too much and we'd have to dig up pavement. We were trying to get one at the school because there's a lot of cars over there, but just couldn't make it work. So what this change order is doing is removing that third site. So we're actually just removing that, and whatever money's left over will go back to the grantee. Is there any?
Move approval, excuse me.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second to approve the change order 3, deleting additional chargers at the Quarry House per change order 2, and quantity reconciliation for allowance items. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'm going to sign this real quick because I forget half the time and I'm in trouble. Okay, second item is new business, Tenino's Farmer Market request. They are requesting again to let them use Olympia Street and waive the special event fee. That was in your packet. Is there any questions?
Move to approve. Oh, I have a question. I think.
Oh, we've got to move approval first, and then we'll ask questions.
There's discussion afterward.
So it's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Tenino Farmers Market Agreement. Is there any discussion?
What is the fee? $100, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And is that for the year, or is that
For the
per
season.
month?
That's for the, believe the season. The special event permit is for the, however many months they're down there.
And remind me, what was our discussion regarding power usage by the farmer's market?
They didn't use power, but they used water
Water.
at the rate of $50 per month. So that's what I was concerned about, the fees.
What water did they use?
That's what Public Works said.
I don't know what it would be. There's a Santa can, and they have water in a big thing that they use to wash hands.
Maybe that's.
I think
the
we need
law.
to find out about it,
Yeah.
because
Not
it
a lot
doesn't
of
seem to
water.
me
I
that they're
can't
using
believe-
any water.
I've never seen any water. I'm guessing they
No.
could, but I don't even know
I
if there's
don't know
any
why. I
spigots
mean,
down
where?
there.
No, there's no spigots there.
Yeah, the purpose of my question is, we've got a tight budget this year, and it might not be unreasonable if we do have costs.
But you have to keep in mind the people they bring to downtown,
And
to the businesses and things downtown. And that's why we've always just waived the fee, because it brings people to the restaurants, to the shops, and we need that badly here, so.
And I get that point, and I agree with that. I'm just saying, we're tight this year, and maybe it's time till we get our budget straight and the money flowing to start reconsidering some of these freebies that we're doing. And I'm sure the community who supports the city and understands our situation,
No.
It does, just so people's
I'll pay
information.
it, I'll pay it myself before I'll charge them.
And
It's
fair
as
enough.
simple as that.
Fair enough, and I'm sure there's, as we go forward, people who are willing to contribute to the city's expenses because we care about our city, and that's part of it. But until our finances are settled,
Consider it paid.
Thank you.
indeed, thank you.
We'll take care of it.
Okay?
If-
I will, seriously.
Yeah, I'll help. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The last one is a resolution of the city council. As I discussed in the meeting, right now we have money invested in the local government investment plan. We earn interest on that money to about $1,500 a month. Right now, that money is split up between all the different accounts and percentage-wise. We've learned that we can take all that money and put it into our general fund, since it's kind of, we're having problems with our general fund. We've checked with our attorney and the state, and they've said that's okay to do. So what we're passing here allows us to take all the interest and put it into our general fund.
I move approval, excuse me.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And thank you, Jeff, for bringing that, and talking about that. This last one was put on just today. I forgot this. Wolf Haven is requesting some money for their treehouse project from the state, and they had asked if we would provide a letter of support. I forgot to put it on the last agenda, so I'm just asking if the council wants to support it. I've got all it here and ready
Yeah.
to sign.
Move approval. A second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the letter of support for Wolf Haven. Is there any discussion?
I think it's a great thing to do. As you said in the letter, they are an asset to the community.
The whole community. Yeah.
And when they reached out to us last year, we made contact with the school district and got the two parties together. And actually at the Tenino Elementary School, they had a field trip scheduled to go out and visit the facility, which unfortunately got snowed out. But it seems like we're back having a relationship where our kids can benefit from this marvelous, nature opportunity
Yeah.
right here next to town.
I think it's a big thing for our community to attract people to this area, so I agree 100%. Okay, the discussion is, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. It's coming down, so please sign. I think that is it. Second chance for public comment. Anybody want to speak?
I think this is important for our two new members to talk about the farmers market. Many years ago, we decided as a council and mayor in unity this is a way that we can support charitable organizations, and yes, the farmers market is the only 501c3 in the state of Washington. The reason that we've been waiving their fee all these years is because they bring in more than we can ever take from them. As Linda brought up, they bring in all kinds of business downtown. I've driven through town where it took me 15 minutes to get across that street because there were so many people visiting all over this downtown area. This is why we do this. When the Lions Club comes up, they ask for forgiveness on some things. It's because you look at what the Lions Club has done in the city of Tenino. They again give a whole lot more to the city than any fees that we can charge them. It is a better idea to support charitable organizations that actually provide for the city just because they're there and they're active than it is to ever try and take money away from them. Just so you too, because you're brand new and you don't know the history of how we came to this decision, now you know. So next year, it should be a whole lot easier if you were to say yes. Thank you.
Any other comments? Hearing none, we are adjourned.